I'm John Heiliger, Director of Global Talent Acquisition for Space Systems at Lockheed Martin. The degree that the aerospace market and how it impacts the Colorado economy is pretty significant. We have over 400 private sector companies in our area and over 25,000 employees. In terms of how that impacts the local economy, obviously when you employ that many people, it adds to the unemployment rate or improves the unemployment rate. But not to mention, you become a destination for that type of talent. So the Aerospace and Engineering Initiatives at Metro State University is really about creating a unique program to improve the skills needed in advanced manufacturing. And what used to be isolated programs like computer science and mechanical engineering now combine those to help students be ready for this next generation, if you will, of skills that are needed in the manufacturing disciplines. It's important for MSU to create this program, one, because it gives us access to local talent. But it's also addressing one of the major growth areas in this industry, which is advanced manufacturing, not to mention giving them the skills in the aerospace industry. So Lockheed Martin has been involved with Metro State University's program in a couple ways. One, we're helping shape their curriculum. We've identified a focus school advisor dedicated to that curriculum to help make sure that our priorities are aligned. We're also involved with co-op program in the fall, so we'll be bringing on co-op students to start getting them real-world experience. And we've also contributed to philanthropic funding to the program. In terms of how Colorado and this effort, this initiative, is compared to on a national scale, we are pioneering the type of skills that advanced manufacturing, like 3D printing is a good example, that many states are not building. They're not building that type of talent in their backyard. Not to mention it's for specific, well, not specific, but a wide variety of disciplines out there. So we're starting to shape really and create a destination, premier destination for students to come and learn. Not to mention we have, in terms of being the second largest aerospace market in the country, a place to come work as well. Yeah, if we didn't do this now, I do think it's important. The impact could be you'd lose that talent. You'd have students at the high school level, even below that are thinking about this type of career, leaving this market and leaving Denver and going out of state, which also makes it difficult to bring them back. So doing this now is huge because we're now ahead of the game in most states and most markets. Well, what excites me most, one, it's in our backyard. And so it makes me proud being a Colorado native also, the fact that we have a university doing this and has the wherewithal and the foresight to know that this is a critical skill in this market and be able to invest as well. What excites me also, it addresses one of Lockheed Martin's most critical emerging skills in advanced manufacturing, 3D printing, composites, and those types of things. So that's our chill. We call it our chill. It was a significant investment. What that technology allows us to do is actually build things before you build them. So you can see if a piece fits or if it's not configured appropriately. And so whereas before you'd build something, you'd have this piece of metal and realize you built it wrong, throw it away and go build it again. You can do that in virtual reality and save time and significant amount of cost by doing it without having that piece of metal or configured incorrectly. So our virtual reality technology is integrated with 3D printing because what it does, it creates what we would call I guess you would call additive manufacturing, or the digital tapestry, as we like to call it, is you design and build without ever having a piece of material created in test phases. So you've reduced significant amount of waste, costs, and even time to build something is drastically improved. And a good example of what's reality now is whether you're doing cars or satellites, you print parts, right? And you print it to the specs and to the degree of failure and the testing that you would normally do, taking a chunk of, say, titanium, cutting out, say, a fuel tank, realizing it's wrong, throwing that away and doing it all over again. You're doing it just once. There's several competencies or skills that we look for in folks that come work for Lockheed. One is extremely innovative minded, and especially in an emerging market, if you will, in additive manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, we're doing things no one ever done before. And so not being constrained a certain way of thinking, but thinking outside the box and pushing the envelope about new ways of doing things. Obviously technically minded. They're working with computers and new machines that they've never had to use before, and so an ability to learn, and so high level intelligence is key. And I think a lot of things that go on discussed in these types of roles is people skills and even business acumen. How's what they're doing applied to the product that's actually being built? How do we make money? Those types of things, so they can think about that when they're designing and building a piece of a satellite. Anybody can follow us at Lockheed Martin. We have a dedicated career site, as well as on Twitter and LinkedIn. We're pretty heavy in terms of streaming content. Rick Ambrose is our head of space systems. Follow him. He's got great content as well.